The next new attacker of Pokemon Unite's moves have been leaked, and that is Glaceon. Hi trainers, I'm Teeds, and today we're going to be talking about Glaceon's moves with the actual descriptions, and we also have pictures with it as well. So it's very exciting. I already think this Pokemon might be pretty powerful based on the stats that we have. At level 1 it has a lot of special attack, double of every other level 1 special attacker. But now I'm going to have a look at its moves and see how that could tie in to see how OP it really will be, or if it'll be a flop, but we won't really know until it's actually released. Feel free to subscribe and click the bell to be notified for more Pokemon Unite news, guides and gameplays. For the question of the day, out of the movesets that we talk about today, which movesets will you be picking up for Glaceon? I'd love to know your answers in the comments down below. Let's start off with its passive. So the first one we have is Runaway. I think this is for Eevee. When the Pokemon would be affected by a hindrance, the hindrance is negated and the Pokemon becomes invincible for a short time. This ability goes on cooldown after it's triggered. This pretty much gives Eevee some more safetiness because you're not affected by hindrances, which means they can't really keep you there, you know, like stuns and knockups and things like that. So it's really good to know that Eevee will have a bit of an easier time against Pokemon who have stronger crowd control. And then when it's Glaceon, it seems like it will then have a passive called Snow Cloak. When this Pokemon would be affected by a hindrance, the hindrance is negated and the Pokemon starts sneaking and becomes invincible for a short time. This ability goes on cooldown after it's triggered. I did talk about this. I talked about invincibility. I actually talked about invincibility on Runaway though, but it looks like Snow Cloak will have the invincibility. So once a Pokemon tries to hindrance you and your passive just pretty much negates it, you will start sneaking and become invincible. And when it says sneaking, it's really hard to say. Maybe invisible. Sneaking means they can't see you, right? It means like they won't be able to see you is what I'm guessing. Maybe it's like Greninja's smoke screen where you can't see Greninja and you're also invincible, so it pretty much is like a get out free card. Moving on to the moves. So for the basic attack, becomes a boosted attack every something attacks, dealing increased damage and giving the user ice crystals when the boosted attack hits. So you get 1 ice crystal for every boosted attack, it seems. So these ice crystals will probably tie into your actual abilities. Then we have Swift. So just like every other Eevee in Pokemon Unite, this Pokemon does have Swift as well. It creates a number of stars around the user. For a short time afterward, each time the user hits an opposing Pokemon with a basic attack, 1 of the stars, or 2 in the case of a boosted attack, will shoot out and deal additional damage to that Pokemon, and it has a cooldown of 5 seconds. So from this image we can see that Glaceon's Eevee has little stars. It's probably like Mystical Fire on Sylveon. It's kind of what I'm picturing at the moment. So this is like a Mystical Fire but for Swift. Maybe this one has a 100% hit rate like Swift should, right? The move you can then upgrade Swift into is Icicle Spear. Has the user launch all of its stored ice crystals in rapid succession at the designated opposing Pokemon. If the user has no ice crystals when this move is used, a number of ice crystals are instantly created, and that, I can't say this word, Icethos? Icethos? I don't know what that word is, are launched. I don't know what this word is, I just googled it. What is this word? The crystals shatter when they hit the designated Pokemon, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. Launched ice crystals can hit Pokemon on the opposing team that are not the designated target of this move. If this occurs, the ice crystals will still shatter on impact and deal damage in an area of effect in the same way. Ice crystals launched by this move deal increased damage each time they hit the same opposing Pokemon. After this move is used, the cooldown of Ice Shard or Freeze Dry is reduced, and the cooldown of this is 5.5 seconds. So you deal more damage to the same enemy target, and you also decrease the cooldown of Ice Shard or Freeze Dry after the move is used. We can see from this image that Lucario has this like little diamond targeting, which looks really cool, and we have Glaceon throwing ice shards at it. Upgrade. Each launched ice crystal also deals additional damage to opposing Pokemon. It hits equal to a set percentage of their max HP. So this is going to be really scary for Pokemon who have like high health, like defenders and supporters. This is going to be very interesting. Anything that does like a percentage of their max health is pretty scary. The other move you can upgrade this into is Icy Wind. Has the user move a short distance in the designated direction, so it has mobility, and its next basic attack launches all of its stored ice crystals at an opposing Pokemon, dealing damage to it. The user then regains the same number of ice crystals that it launched. If the user hits the same opposing Pokemon with 1 or more ice crystals, that Pokemon's movement speed is decreased for a short time. The more ice crystals that hit that Pokemon, the stronger this movement speed decrease effect. If the user has no ice crystals when this move is used, the user gains 0 ice crystals, or like a number of ice crystals, and the cooldown of this is 6 seconds. So Glaceon really works around its ice crystals, which you can farm with your boosted attacks. You can see here that Glaceon is launching all of its ice crystals right now, and I think there's like 8 there from what I can see, and all of them deal damage. I wonder how much damage it's going to do because that's a lot of ice crystals. You also have crowd control on this ability as well, so you decrease their movement speed. Icy Wind Plus upgrade: each launched ice crystal deals additional damage to opposing Pokemon it hits equal to a set percentage of their max health. I'm kind of scared for defenders and supporters. That's a lot of damage. The next starting move you have is Tail Whip. Has the user wag its tail at an opposing Pokemon, dealing damage and decreasing that Pokemon's defense, special defense, and movement speed for a short time. The user's next basic attack after using this move becomes a boosted attack. So with Tail Whip, you really want to make use of this when you don't have a boosted attack. So for example, a combo you can do is use your boosted attack, Tail Whip, and then boosted attack right away because you have it again, right? That's also a good way to farm some ice crystals. So this move is a projectile as well. From the image we can see that it's going towards Lucario. It's not something where it's like you have to be close, so it looks like you can aim this from a distance. One of the moves you can upgrade into is Ice Shard. Increases the user's movement speed for a short time. Afterwards, the user's basic attack speed increases for a short time, and its basic attacks charge into attacks that hurl chunks of ice. These chunks of ice deal damage to opposing Pokemon they hit and decrease their movement speed for a short time. Each time a chunk of ice hits, the user gains 1 ice crystal if this move is used while launching ice crystals of Icicle Spear, or if it's used after Icy Wind has been used but before the user has launched all of its ice crystals with its next basic attack. So Ice Shard works directly with Icicle Spear and Icy Wind. It seems like you can use it to get some ice crystals back, and it also increases your movement speed and attack speed, so you can try and get your boosted attack to farm some more ice crystals. You can see that the range of this move as well is pretty big. It's like this huge circle range around Glaceon. Not as big as Duraludon. This move has a 7-second cooldown, and for Ice Shard Plus also increases the user's basic attack speed for the duration of this move's effect. The other move you can upgrade into is Freeze Dry. Increases the user's special attack for a short time and has the user shoot out a freezing burst of air in a forward direction. The burst of air explodes upon hitting an opposing Pokemon or after traveling a set distance, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. For each opposing Pokemon hit by the explosion, the user gains a number of ice crystals. The explosion also leaves behind an ice zone. Opposing Pokemon that enter this ice zone will have their movement speed decreased. If they remain in the ice zone for a set amount of time, they become frozen for a short time. So this is an area move. Area moves are always great for team fights. So the goal is you want to try and keep them in there for sure. I guess the best move for that to work with is Icy Wind, since Icy Wind has crowd control in it. It decreases their movement speed, and maybe you want to try and decrease their movement speed in that zone so they will be frozen. That's just like, you know, something I'm ballparking right now with what I'm reading. With Freeze Dry Plus, for each opposing Pokemon hit by this move's explosion, the user gains a number of ice crystals. Okay, so for the Unite move, which is Glacial Stage, has the user leap up high, creating an ice zone in front of it that deals damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. Has the user leap up high, creating an ice zone in front of it that deals damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. While the user is in the ice zone, its movement speed is increased and it gains a number of ice crystals whenever a set amount of time passes. The movement speed of opposing Pokemon in the ice zone is decreased. This Unite move looks sick. It is a huge line ability from what I can see here. So from what I can see, I think it's a diamond targeting. It looks like a diamond, right? And it hits everyone in front of it, setting up a literal Glacial Stage, which is probably why it's called that. I'm happy that it's not another circle Unite move because, you know, Espeon had one and Delphox had one. I'm really excited to see Glaceon's Unite move in game. Okay, so those are the moves. Let me know in the comments down below which ones you're going to be picking up. I would love to read them. Glaceon, I'm pretty sure, is going to be a free Pokemon as well. Of course, don't spend your coins just yet until officially confirmed by Pokemon Unite themselves. But Glaceon seems like it will be free, and if you've watched my videos for a long time, you may have noticed that I've started saying Pokemon or something. I actually have something coming up that's really cool, really important, and I want to do a really good job on. So I think they want me to say it right. I think they want me to say it how they would say it, which is Pokemon. But as a kid, I've always just said Pokemon and it just never really left. But once I've done this job, I'm going back to Pokemon. I can just tell you guys that a lot of very exciting things are coming up. And if you want to be notified for them, feel free to subscribe and click the bell to be notified on this channel because it will be out very, very soon. Very, very exciting things will be coming to Pokemon Unite and I cannot wait to show you. Okay, that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, trainers, and I'll catch you for the next one. Bye!